My name is Elektra Yao, O-1 visa lawyer located in New York City. And with the change in the current administration, I think a lot of people have been very worried and anxious about filing the O-1. Unsure about whether or not they're going to be approved, unsure if there's going to be a heightened level of scrutiny. And I really empathize with that because those are very valid emotions and thoughts to have, especially with what's going on in the media and all the scary stories we're hearing about people being detained, about families being separated, about the unnecessary aggression that immigrants are facing. So those concerns are very valid. The federal agency has different people, officers who work within the agency, which means that it's prone to error, right? Humans can make errors. So currently in the business immigration world, at least what we are seeing is a higher level of sloppiness applied to the petitions, to the analysis of the petitions. This doesn't necessarily result in a denial, but it does result in an RFE where we need to re-argue certain things that were already included within this petition. So we're seeing a lot of very qualified individuals having to re-argue certain aspects of the petition just because certain areas were ignored in the analysis of the officer. Now, I think it's really important to not mix up your unique individual situation with what is happening at large within America. It was very easy to be swayed emotionally by what's happening. So yes, what is happening is very tragic and very sad and very disheartening, which is, it's not very American at all. But in the O-1 world, which is a very, very specific world within immigration law, we're not seeing that sort of sadness. We're not seeing those sorts of heartbreaking stories. In fact, we're seeing the opposite. We're seeing emails and reviews from clients who are telling us that we have changed their life. We're getting feedback from clients where they're confirming that working in the US has changed their life, has elevated their careers. So in our very small, protected O-1 world, we're hearing lots of beautiful stories and having many, many happy endings. Now, if you are weary or cautious and are unsure about applying for the O-1 because of this current administration, I hear you and I understand you, but in the day-to-day practice of immigration law, specifically immigration law as it relates to entertainment, there have not been any significant changes that have made it so that international artists are not coming to the US. As I said in the beginning of this video, it's important to hear what's going on the American stage of what's happening to families, to individuals, but it's even more important to contextualize the law with your current situation. So if you are an individual that is applying for the O-1B, as I said, there have been no significant changes, which means that there's not a higher rate of denial. There's not a higher rate of people who are not applying. It's a very small protected world unique to global artists. So I hope that this was helpful. I'm sure that this was helpful to provide a little bit more context and nuance to what is happening in the O-1 world, which unfortunately or fortunately is very different than what's happening on what we're seeing on TV. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next week for the next video.